KLAUN by Jesper the Klaun and Lenore Watts. Illustrations by Francesco Orazzini. Read by Joseph Benner. Note to reader. Many of today's clowning customs, the red nose, face paint, etc., can be traced back to an ancient tribe of nomadic entertainers known as the KLAUN. The members of this clan have guarded their secret lineage for centuries while hiding in plain sight throughout the world. This book contains the story of the KLAUN, an origin story covertly passed down to the youth of each KLAUN generation. Until recently, this story has only been shared with descendants of the KLAUN. Prologue. My name is Lenore Watts. I go by Lenny. Once upon a time, I was a successful journalist, but now I mostly just drink, smoke, and steal. I'm 30 tomorrow, almost broke, sick and tired all the time. Not exactly sure how I ended up like this, but completely sure it's my own fault. I guess it's worth mentioning, though, that when I was a kid, I saw my father get strangled to death. So there's that. There's always that. And Mom passed a few months back, so that's about it for family. The last bright idea I had to make an honest living, a self-published news magazine, flickered out a few weeks ago when the advertisers stopped buying. Since then, I've just been back to picking pockets and drinking away the cash, dulling the senses, trying to forget who I am. Slumped on a bar stool in Brooklyn at mid-afternoon again, I'm nursing my liquor along with the other casualties at the usual dive. The old bartender flips through an old newspaper. There's no chit-chat. The windows were blacked out long ago, and aside from a few fluorescent lights, we're blanketed in merciful darkness. The door creaks, and we all cringe away from the light. When I look up, I find what appears to be a giant bearded hobo in a long shabby coat on the stool next to mine. His proximity irks me for a moment. There are plenty of other seats. I'm considering whether to say something or just change stools when he turns to me. There's an unnerving intensity in his gaze. Finally, he says,
"You run a local newspaper. You're a reporter."
I'm a bit thrown for a second, but quickly figure he's seen me around town or even in that very bar selling ad space to the owner. I've got no idea what he's after, but okay. Yeah, well, it's just online now. No more print copies, just the website. There's not really a website, but whatever. You know how it is. Everything's online these days. The massive stranger then gets up and nods to the bartender, who, without a word, sets down 2 rocks glasses and a bottle of their best Scotch whiskey. He grabs it and says to me,
"I've got a story for you. Leave everything here."
Then he walks around the end of the bar and exits through the saloon-style swinging doors that lead to an unused back room. I take a minute to finish off what's left of my drink and collect my thoughts. I have no idea who this guy is or what he wants, but I do know he's got a full bottle of Glenfiddich and something serious to tell me. He seems to think I'm still a journalist, so who knows? Maybe it's a scoop I can sell to a news outlet and turn into some decent cash. But this guy feels like the type who's dangerous just to know. And I know the type. So it's a bad idea. I'll walk away. Then again, he does have that bottle of scotch. So I hit start on my cell phone's audio recorder and head through the swinging doors. In the dimly lit back room, there's a small abandoned stage cluttered with empty boxes, trash, and dusty equipment. He's sitting in the furthest corner at a small table next to the stage, back against the wall.
You call me Jesper,
He rasps, and I pull up a chair across from him. He fills both of our glasses, slugs his down, and refills it. I raise my own glass and awkwardly offer a cheers, which he ignores aside from a slight grunt. He's slowly shifting his gaze between his glass, the door, and me. It's then I realize that he's situated himself to monitor the doorway. Clearly, this is a mistake. I grab my glass, take a gulp, and set my phone on the table to record. The following is a transcript of that recording. Jesper's eyes flash toward the doors again before he whispers,
You remember that little kid that went missing about 2 years back? The little rich girl from Crown Heights that disappeared from that street fair.
I think so, yeah. The blonde one, right? Yeah, sure.
And you remember how the kid's body was left on the parents' doorstep, and when the cops finally found the son of a bitch had done it, he'd already been beaten to death?
Yeah. And they thought maybe the father was the one who'd killed him, but they never figured it out, right? Yeah, sure. I remember all that. Why?
Well, I can tell you for a fact it was not that child's father who put that animal down.
Okay, so who was it then? You think you know who? I catch Jesper's cold stare and realize this is a stupid question.
By the time I'd finally tracked him down, it was too late. He'd probably just killed the poor girl just moments before I got there. I was too late. I'd planned to make killing him look like a suicide, but when I saw the kid, well, everything went red, you know? Shit. Yeah, so anyway, once I was done with him, I wrapped her as carefully as I could and I left her outside her family's home. The cops and the media all thought the murderer had set the girl's body outside her parents' home to taunt them or something. And that's how they took it. And for that, I'm sorry. I regret that. I don't know. Maybe I should have left a note or something. I don't know. But I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to upset them. My intention was just to get them their daughter's body back. And with all the security cameras, I couldn't leave her at the hospital, so I just figured.
Okay, so hold on. Wait a second. This guy is hard to follow and my head is already spinning. What are you saying? You knew who'd kidnapped that girl. So you went after the guy? By yourself? Why not just go to the police? Suddenly agitated, he scoffs.
Yeah, sure. Go to the cops. That's a great idea. They'd just start rounding up all sorts of clowns, even though most of them have got absolutely no clue about any of this. And actually, no, I had no idea about that girl till I got there. But see, this is what I do, kid. I hunt. I was already tracking down that piece of shit off a previous murder.
Jesper then mutters something inaudible. What? Sorry, what was that? He doesn't hear me, just keeps muttering to himself. Then he shoots back his drink, refills our glasses, and continues. He's looking toward me, but not quite at me as he speaks.
I'm gonna catch hell for this from both sides.
He looks down and rubs a colorful, hand-woven bracelet on his wrist. It's one of those friendship bracelets, the type that school kids make. Catch hell for what?
For telling you our story. But it's out of control. And we've got to tell people about clowns. There's just no getting around it anymore. Hell, they've already broken the code 1,000 times anyway. I'm sure of that. People already know about us, and all of a sudden we might lose this war, and badly. We're too outnumbered, so we gotta do something. We've gotta warn people before it's too late.
That's twice now he's mentioned clowns. At first I'd assumed it was just an expression, but now it sinks in as I notice traces of white makeup caked deep into his wrinkles and stuck at the roots of his beard and eyebrows. So hold on a second. What's gotten out of control? What war are you talking about? And what are you telling me, you're an actual clown or something?
With a K. It's Clown. Klaun. And it's time for the world to know our story. It's time for the people to know about clowns.
Jesper drops silent and stares vacantly at his glass. He's somewhere between solemn and sullen as several minutes quietly pass. I'm at a loss, so I flip my phone over on the table and reveal that we are recording, that we've been recording, and I slide the microphone part a bit closer to him. He glares at the recorder, then at me, but suddenly softens as he looks down and fiddles with that bracelet again. Just as quickly he stiffens again and neither blinks nor breathes. He catches me off guard when he suddenly blurts out,
They eat them. They eat the kids.
"What? What are you talking about? Who eats kids?" Jesper leans away, cocks his head back, and squints down his nose at me. One of the barflies stumbles through the swinging doors to use the bathroom, and Jesper abruptly returns to his drink, alternately taking sips and staring blankly down at the table. It's like an illness washes over him, and I get the feeling he's going to get up to leave. But as soon as the guy exits the bathroom and is out of sight, Jesper continues.
They cannibalize people, especially children.
He rubs that bracelet again.
Innocent children, for God's sake.
I'm speechless. I finish off my drink and somewhat brazenly grab the bottle and refill my own glass. All I can do is stare at him and look for some sign that he's putting me on. But I can't shake the feeling this is no joke.
I know. It sounds crazy, but when you know our story, when you know about clown history, you'll get a better grasp of it all and it starts to make more sense.
Okay, well.
All right, so I decided the best way to tell you about the clown, at least to start, is to tell you the same way it was first told to me when I was a kid. So I brought this.
He reaches into one of the deep pockets of his black coat.
See, there's this old folk tale in clown culture that's passed down from generation to generation.
He holds up what looks like a small leather-bound journal and carefully places it on the table.
It's told to every clown child on the eve of their 10th birthday as a kind of bedtime story. But the thing is, it's more history than fiction, you see, so I guess folktale is kind of the wrong word for it. But it's told like one, 'cause it's for kids to inform them about their secret heritage and also to sort of prime them, so to speak, for the unusual lives, let's just say, that they'll have to face as clown. It's an initiation, really. Then they wake up the next morning on their birthday, and it all begins.
What begins?
Everything. Learning what it is to be clown and preparing for it. Training. Joining the fold.
We both take another swig. Then I gently pick up the bottle, top off Jesper's glass, and nod toward the notebook. Jesper leans forward, breathes deep, and slowly opens The Story of the Clown.